So only three students are attending this class: Pankaj Gautam, Prince Gatya, and Vishal Maneshwar. Am I audible to all? Can you hear my voice?
Ye- Yes, sir.
Pankaj? Pankaj?
Yes, sir.
Vishal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you attended my last class in YouTube video? Have you attended that class? A video I had uploaded on YouTube on KBS Auro Jabalpur channel. I think you have not attended that video. In that video, I explained the concept of string methods. Though those methods I already explained you, but you have to attend that video because in each and every video uploaded on KVS Auro Jabalpur, it contains one project. In the last, you will see one project. So three videos I have uploaded on KVS Auro Jabalpur. In the first video, you will see there is a project on billing system. And in the second video, there is a project on quiz system. And in the third video, you will see a project on a game software. So you should keep watching those KVS or Jabalpur online classes videos so that you can clear your concepts about Python. So I will share my screen so that you can see what I am typing on the computer. So I will focus on today's topic, that is reading and writing CSV file. But before that, I want to discuss about the absolute and relative file paths. So take out your notebook and start writing. Files and file paths. So you know that a file has two key properties.
सर नहीं दिख रहा है.
Okay, I am sharing my entire screen. Can you see now? Hello?
Yes, sir. अब दिख रहा है. Yes, sir. दिख रहा है.
Okay, files and file paths I had typed in Python editor. Can you see? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. दिख रहा है.
Okay. So files and file paths. Write down this heading in your notebook. A file has two key properties. Number one is a file name. Another is a file path. So the path specifies the location of a file on the computer. For example, C:/users/Sunil/project.docx, suppose. So you can see this is the name of the file, and this is the file extension. Each and every file has a file extension. So this .docx is called the file extension and tells you file type. Can you tell me what type of file is this project.docx? Pankaj, what type of
Sir,
file is this?
document file.
Okay, this is Word document file actually. If you double click on this file will open in Microsoft Word. So Microsoft Word's files extension is docx. And these are the names of folders. User is the name of a folder, Sunil is the name of a folder, and C colon is this specifies the drive. You know that each and every drive is identified by its name, letter, identified by its letter. So C colon means you are in C drive. I will show you on the computer that if you open Windows Explorer by pressing the window key and E key on the keyboard, you can see these are the drives: C drive, D drive, and one DVD drive. So if you double click on C drive, you can see number of folders in the root directory. So if you double click on any folder, you can see there are some files inside those folders. Suppose I open that practical folder, and you can see some files are there. So if you click any file and then right click, and then if you see the properties, you can see the complete file path of that file. So it is written location d colon practical python this. So it is showing the location of the file, means where the file is stored, the complete path of the file. This complete path is called the absolute path of the file. So number of files are stored in a computer, and you can identify the type of a file by its extension. There is a 3 or 4 character extension of each and every file. For example, this text file has the extension of .txt. So you can see the extension is written inside this bracket, and it is written text document. So with the help of extension, operating system identify the type of the file, and it opens the file in that particular software in which it can be opened. So folder contains files and other folders. Write down, folders can contain files and other folders. For example, project.docx is in Sunil folder, which is inside other folder, which is inside users folder, actually users folder. So if I make a diagram, so I can make like this: C colon slash, this is a root directory, and inside this root directory there is a users folder, and inside the users folder there is one more folder. The name of the folder is Sunil, and inside that Sunil folder there is a file project.docx. So this C colon part of the path is the root folder. You should note down in your notebook the C colon slash part of the path is the root folder, which contains all other folders. So in Windows, the root folder is named as C colon slash and is also called the C drive. You should keep in mind, in Windows operating system, the root folder is named C colon slash and is also called a C drive. So how many drives I have? Can you tell me how many drives are there in my computer? Vishal, how many drives are there? Hello,
Yes, sir. Two.
two.
Right.
Which are they? Hello. Each drive is
Yes,
represented by
sir.
a drive letter. So how many drives I have? You can see on the desktop. So I have three drives actually: C drive, D drive, and E drive. E drive actually it is a DVD drive, but it is also a drive. So if you insert a CD or DVD, you can store data in that storage device. So I have three drive actually. This drive is represented by C. This drive is represented by D. So these C and D represented hard disk, and this E drive represented CD or DVD. So inside the C drive or D drive, if you create any folder that is called that all folders are in stored in the root directory. C is root directory or D is root directory. So you can see C contains all the folders and files. Similarly, D contains all the folders and files. So all these folders are in the root directory D. If I click on this folder 12cs material, and inside this there are a number of PDF files. So these files are stored in this folder 12cs material. So this is called a complete path of the file, means the location of the file where the file is stored in a computer. So additional volumes may appear in your computer. You can write down additional volumes appear as new letter drives such as D drive or E drive, like this. So now you have an idea about the root directory, root folder, that is called the C drive or D drive or E drive. Each drive is represented by a letter. So if you are working in any directory, that directory is called a current working directory. So write down the heading, the current working directory. So every program that runs on your computer as a current working directory, it is also called as CWD. CWD stands for current working directory. So any file name or path that do not begin with the root folder are assumed to be under current working directory. So if you say that I am saving this file in some particular folder, means that folder name is your current working directory. So you can also get the current working directory with the help of Python code. So right now you can get the current working directory as a string value with the os.get current working directory function and change it with os.chdir function. So if you want to change your current working directory, you can change with the help of os.chdir function. I will show you with the help of Python editor how you can do this. So I will close these comments. So you have to import one module, import OS, and with the help of os.getCwd, if you call this function, it will show you the current working directory. So first I have to write print function. So os.getCwd function, if you call this function, it will show you the current working directory. Let's run this program. So this is showing one error actually. So I will delete all these contents. So you can see this is showing the current working directory d:practical python, means you are working in this folder. D colon means D is the root directory, and then inside the root directory there is a folder practical python. So you are working in this directory. If you want to change the current working directory, then you can change with the help of os.chdr function. So let's change. If you want to change your current working directory, you can change with the help of os.chdr function. And inside this I will write C:\\. You know that you have to use double slash, otherwise this slash works as escape sequence. So you know that to ignore this slash you have to put a double backslash. And inside this, if I write suppose first I create a folder inside the D drive. Actually, if I create a new folder and the name of the folder is suppose online, and inside this online I will create one more folder and the name of the folder is 12cs suppose. So now I want to work in this directory online 12cs d online 12cs. So I can change the current working directory. So d colon and then online, and inside that folder 12cs. So this will become my current working directory. Now if I print what is my current working directory, os.get current working directory. So you can see now my current working directory is d online 12cs. So I will save this file, save as. So here I am saving this program file. Now write down the heading absolute versus relative path. So there are two ways to specify a file path. Number one is absolute path, and absolute path which always begins with the root folder, and another is a relative path which is relative to the program's current working directory. One more thing, there are also the dot and dot dot folders. Write down, there are also the dot and dot dot folders. So what is the meaning of these folders? Write down, these are not real folders, but special names that can be used in a path. A single period, this dot is also called a period. So a single period for a folder name is shorthand for this directory. So folder is also called a directory in computer system. This is the old conventional name used in DOS, this directory. So keep in mind that folder also called a directory. Two period means the parent folder. For example, if I write relative path, and if here I write absolute path, so if I write dot dot slash, it means suppose I am in D or C drive. If dot slash, it means D colon slash suppose online, and dot slash online, it means I am in D colon slash online slash 12cs. So you can also create new folder with the help of os.makeDirs function. So write down, creating new folders with os.make directories. So your programs can create new folder with the os.makeDirs function. So how it can be done, I will show you an example. So this dot dot slash means you are, if you want to know that what is the absolute path of this dot dot slash, it is a root directory. And if you said single dot and slash, it means you are in a directory, and single dot and one more directory means root directory, and then one folder, and then inside that folder there may be another folder. So this is the difference between relative and absolute path. Relative path means which is relative to your current working directory, means in which folder you are working. So any file if I represent in your current working folder, it means it is a relative path. Absolute path begins with the root directory's name, means any drive letter name, means the complete path name, means the complete path of that file. Path means the location, actual location of the file in a computer. You know that files is either saved in the root directory or in some folder which is again in root directory. So this is all about absolute and relative paths. And if you see in your syllabus, there is one topic. I'm opening this revised syllabus, and you can see in your syllabus there is one topic that is called a relative and absolute paths. So this I want to discuss today. Now I will discuss how to read and write CSV files on a computer. So I hope you have written all these things. So I'm going to erase this, and now write down the topic. So if you see in your syllabus, I already told you how to read and write text files. This reading and writing text files and manipulation data from text files. One binary file I have to discuss, but before that I want to discuss this CSV file, how to import, how to use this open close read and write method into a CSV reader and write row. What are these? So I will discuss about this CSV file. What are CSV file? How can we handle CSV file with the help of Python programs? So write down your today's topic. Hello? Hello?
हेलो
Yes,
Sir?
Pankaj.
यस सर सर आवाज आ रही
Okay.
है सर सूर्यम बोल रहा हूँ
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
write down the heading. This is a very important topic. Write down CSV file. So in a computer, you may have an idea about Microsoft Excel. So when you open a Microsoft Excel, you know that this is a spreadsheet program. In Microsoft Excel, you enter data in the form of rows and columns. So these A, B, C, D are columns, and inside this spreadsheet you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the row numbers, and the intersection of row and column is called a cell. So inside the cell you enter some data. For example, if I enter some data inside these cells, suppose the heading is roll number and name and marks. So let's enter some data in this file. So 1201, and if I enter 1201, let's increase the font size so that you can see clearly. So here I will type the name, for example, Prince Gate, Prince Chaudhary, Mehul Bhagat, Suryam Patle, Vishal Maneshwar, and one more name, Om Bagresh, which is left. Hello?
हेलो हेलो
Yes, which is left? One
तो
name I am missing. One name I am missing here. Prince Gate, Prince Chaudhary, Mehul, Suryam, Vishal, Om, and
Pankaj Gautam.
Pankaj. Yes.
सर पंकज गौतम
So these names I have typed in this spreadsheet, and suppose their mass I have to enter 95, 98, 96, 97, 68, 78, 55. Okay. So this, if you save this file in Microsoft Excel, your Python program will not be able to read this file. But one more facility is provided by this Microsoft Excel, that you can save this file in CSV file format. If I save this file, you can see save as, and if I save in that folder, suppose in D and online and 12CS, inside this folder, if I want to save this file, so you can see you can save in various formats. If you click on this save as type, you can see there are various formats in which you can save the file. Number of formats are given: XML, web page, Excel macro, enabled Unicode. If you minutely observe that there is a CSV, comma delimited format, CSV. So if you save this file, the file is saved in a pure text file, which all the values are separated by comma. So this is called a CSV file, CSV, comma delimited. It is comma separated values file. It is also called comma separated values file. So if I save this file in CSV format, I am selecting CSV, comma delimited, and the name of the file is suppose students Okay, so I am saving this file. So you can open this file in Notepad. If I open this file in Notepad, you can see I am opening this file. Right click and then you can open this file in Notepad. So you can see each and every value is separated by comma. Let's increase the font so that you can see it clearly. So you can see each and every value is separated by comma. So this file is created by Microsoft Excel and the comma is automatically inserted after each and every value. Means this comma represent the value column's value. So after each and every column value there is a comma. That's why this file is called a comma separated value file. So hope you have an idea about CSV file. What are CSV file? Hello, Suryam. Suryam,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what are CSV
Yes, sir.
files? CSV files.
सर जो एक्सेल के सब सेव कर सकते हैं सर जिसे मतलब सर पाइथन बार में यूज करने के लिए
Yes, means you can create CSV file with the help of Excel, but you can also create CSV file with the help of text editor also. Now you know that that CSV file contains comma separated values, isn't it? It is not necessary to create CSV file with the help of Microsoft Excel only. I have give you one demo that with the help of Microsoft Excel also you can create CSV file and CSV file can be opened in Microsoft Excel. But if I create one more file, suppose in Notepad, and if I write book name, then comma, then book price, and then book author. Suppose book name is Python, and the price is 650, and the author is suppose Sunil Bhele. Okay, so these values I will put here string values like this. Let's see whether this file contains string values or not. So no string value, so this is not required. Directly you can type the values, otherwise single quote will display in the so you can also create CSV file with the help of Notepad. One thing you have to keep in mind that after each and every value you have to put comma. So you can see this line contains 3 values, each value is separated by comma, and this line is also contain 3 values, each is separated by comma. Let's write one more, suppose C++, then comma, then 550, then comma, then Suryam. Okay, if I save this file save as, and I will save in this same folder. And all files, if you select all files and then you type the name, suppose library.csv. So extension has been given in this file, and if you save this file, so you can see one more file I created with the help of comma separated values. So if I open this file, you can see what happens. You can see each and every value appeared in the separate column, book name, book price, book author, because CSV file is identified by Microsoft Excel or any other spreadsheet programs. So this CSV files comma act as a separator for a column value. So each value is displayed in a separate column. Understand? So you can create CSV file with the help of Notepad also and with the help of Microsoft Excel also. So these CSV files can be processed with the help of Python program. So our main focus in today's class is how to read and write CSV file with the help of Python. So write down most spreadsheet applications store their data in proprietary file formats that cannot be accessed directly by other programs. But most of the programs can save the data in a format known as CSV, comma separated values. So a CSV is simply a text file in which each row of the spreadsheet is stored as a line of text. The data value in each row are separated by commas. So the Python standard library provides tools for working with them.
Sir, Prince Chaudhary is trying to join the class. Please accept his.
Okay. Hello, Prince. Hello, Prince.
Yes, sir.
Why you joined so late? You have missed some
Sir, so
important concepts today.
सर थोड़ा तबीयत खराब थी सर तो सोए थे.
Okay. So the Python standard library provides tools for working with CSV files. So once again, I want to repeat that most spreadsheet applications store their data in proprietary file formats, but most of the programs can save data in a format known as CSV, that is common separated values. A CSV is simply a text file in which each row of the spreadsheet is stored as a line of text, and the data value in each row are separated by commas. The Python standard library provides tools for working with CSV files. So I'm erasing it. Now write down the heading, reading a CSV file. So we have created a CSV file just now. I will write a program how to read a CSV file with the help of Python program. So write down to read the contents of CSV file. You have to open the file as a regular text file. So in the previous class I have told you that how to open a text file. So you create one file object or file handle. So I am writing file object so that you can understand it well, and then open function, and you know that inside the open function you pass the name of the file. So the name of the file is student.csv, which we have created just now. So the file name must be passed as a string. So single quote is there. So this open function will return an object. You know that this object is stored in this variable. So with the help of this object, first I have to delete these things so that you can see the complete program. So file object is equal to open CSV, and now you can, from CSV module, you can import reader, or you can just import CSV module. So I will import CSV module here, import CSV like this, so that you can understand it more clearly. So one more object you have to create, CSV reader, and with the help of this module you can call reader function, and inside this function you pass file object. So you open the file, you know how to open the file. With the help of open function you can open the file. Then with the help of this reader function, this reader function is the function which is defined in this CSV module. So you call this function with the help of this module csv.reader, and you pass file object inside this reader function. So this reader function will again return one file object. So this file object contains the lines of the file, and you can iterate over the line, this object with the help of for loop. Suppose one variable I created for row in CSV reader, and then you can print the value of each row. So this row contains one list, and you know that list is a collection of items. So this list contains each row item, means the CSV file you have created. So one row contains 3 items. So this is the list of 3 values, and you can print those 3 values on the screen. Then again, you know that this for loop will iterate over this object. So this will read another line, and another line is displayed on the screen. So let's see whether this program is working or not. So you can see the CSV file we have created just now is read by this function, and it is displaying the values of all the rows. You can see it is in the form of a list. If you don't want this bracket and these single quotes, then you can also access the list with the help of index. You know the index of first element is 0, and the next element is 1, then the next element is 2, like this. Indexing begins from 0, 1, 2. So if you want to access with the help of index each row item, so you can write like this. First you write this program in your notebook. This is a small program to read CSV file. So during each iteration of the loop, the data for one complete row is read from the file and is stored in the loop variable row as a list of strings. So I can see Prince Chaudhary, Prince Gate, Suryam Patle, Vishal Maneshwar. Only 4 students are attending the class. Some students left the class. I don't know what is the reason.
Sir, one confusion.
Yes,
Sir, one question.
yes, you can ask.
Sir, सर ऑब्जेक्ट इक्वल टू ओपन और फाइल नेम के लिखने के बदले डायरेक्ट फाइल ऑफ मतलब जो फाइल ऑब्जेक्ट जो आपने वो बनाया वहां पर नहीं लिख सकते क्या ओपन स्टूडेंट्स डॉट सीएसवी तो जो सेकंड लाइन है
यहाँ
इसमें डायरेक्ट नाम नहीं
लिख सकते हैं, लिख सकते हैं, because you know that this open function will return an object. So you can directly write this open student.csv inside this bracket. No problem is there. Okay, but I want to store one object in a variable, that's why I have written this statement. Otherwise you can directly call this open function inside this reader function, no problem in that, because you know that inside one function you can call another function, and when this function returns an object, that object is read by this CSV reader function, and another object is returned by this reader function that is stored in this CSV reader. One more thing you can write, that you can write the whole CSV dot reader and inside this open CSV dot CSV here also, but then your program will look more complicated. That's why, to make it simplify what is happening, I write each and every statement separate lines. Okay, you can write directly this open inside this function and this statement here also directly in the for loop. So if you understand well about the open function and reader function, then you can directly type here when you are developing a software. But since this is a initial stage, so I have to explain each and every step separately, isn't it? Hello, hello, Suryam, you got my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you understand it well, then you can directly write this. Suppose I am writing here, and then no need to assign the variable here and here. Okay, and then you can directly write this whole statement here. So in one
हो रहा हूँ
line,
आवाज नहीं आ रही
you can perform the same operation which I had performed in different lines. So I call the open function and then I pass the that object returned by open function in CSV reader. So this whole statement returns an object and you can iterate over that object. So you will get the same output. If you are able to understand this, it is good. But maybe the other students are not able to understand what is happening in this statement for row in CSV.reader, then open, then CSV. But if you well understood this statement, you can write down directly. So if you become expert in programming, you can write directly the whole statement. But since it is an initial stage, you are learning how to process the CSV files. That's why I create this program in number of steps. Otherwise, you can directly write this in this way. But if you are writing in this way and if you are not able to understand, then you have to memorize this statement. Have you got my point, Suyam? Hello? Suryam is gone. Vishal,
Yes, sir.
have you got my point? You can directly write
Yes.
the whole statement like this. But to clarify it, I write all those statements in separate lines first so that you can understand it well. File object, and then I open the file, and inside this file, inside this open function, I type the name of CSV file. So one file object is returned by this open function, and then I create one more variable, CSV reader, and I call that reader function, and inside that reader function I pass this file object. So this will return one more object, and with the help of this object you can iterate over this object CSV reader like this. So you call the reader function, and inside the reader function you pass this file object, and again this reader function returns an object, and you can iterate over this object with the help of for loop, and you can display each and every row on the screen. Like this. So if you don't want to display it is in list form, so if you don't want to display rows in the list form, means if you don't want to display this is bracket and a single quote etc, you can access individual element of the list. You know that each and every element has an index. So I can write like this: row 0, then row 1, and row 2, like this. So now you can see the square brackets are not displaying in the output. So in this way you can access the data from the CSV file. So you should note down this program in your notebook. So I can see Pankaj, Prince Gate, and Suryam Patle and Vishal Maneshwar. Suryam, have you got my point? Your net was
Yes, sir.
disconnected. You can
Yes,
write,
sir.
if you understand it well, you can write the whole statement in a single line in for loop. No need to write these two statements. You can write directly this open statement inside the reader function and complete this statement in for loop, and you can convert this whole program in a single line. So each row contains the list items. So you can access the list item with the help of index. You know that index begins from 0. Suppose one more program I want to create. Suppose I want to display the records of only those students who got more than 90 marks. So how to do it? Let's see. So this time, if you notice that I import CSV, and with the help of CSV I call this reader function. But if you want to directly call this reader function, you can directly import the reader function from this CSV module. How to do it? Let's see. So here I am creating a program to read CSV file and show the records of those students who scored more than or equal to 90 marks. So you can write like this: from CSV import reader. If you want to use only reader function, then you can write the statement like this. So from CSV module import this reader function. So I will create one file object, and then I will open the file. The name of the file is students.csv. So you know that when you call the open function, this open function returns an object. With the help of that object you can read and write file. But I am dealing with CSV file. You can read and write this CSV file as a normal text file also. But there is a special CSV module to handle the CSV file. So I will recommend you that you should use this CSV module. Otherwise you can read with the help of read and write function also, as you read the normal text file. So one more object, CSV reader, I will create, and here I am directly call the reader function, and inside this reader function I am passing this object. So you can iterate over this objects for row in CSV reader, and then you can store the mass in some variable. Suppose I create a variable is equal to, I will convert the mass in integer. So mass are roll number, name, mass is index 2. So I converted the mass into integer, and then I can check if marks is greater than equal to 90. So print row 0, row 1 and row 2. So I am reading the file based on some condition. So I want to display only those records where the mass is greater than equal to 90. So you know that each and every row contains items in the form of a list, in the form of a string. So you can convert the string into an integer with the help of this int function. So I create roll number, name and mass. So mass at index 2. So I am passing this row 2, and I can check with the help of if statement. If mass is greater than equal to 90, then I can print row 0. Let's see the output of this program. I am running this program. So it is displaying one error. Can you guess what is the error? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is the error?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir is okay, but what is the error I am asking? Why
फुल करिए
this?
ना सर.
Huh?
सर वो स्क्रीन को.
What is the error in this program? Why this error is occurring in this program?
सर स्टूडेंट सीएसवी का कोई फाइल है ही नहीं सर.
Yes, very good. So no such file or directory student.csv. So I have to correct my mistake. What is the mistake in my program? So the name of the file is not student.csv. Actually it is students.csv. So I will correct the mistake. So you have to pass the actual name of the file. So actual name is students. S is there. Let's run again. So it is displaying invalid return for int with base 10 marks. So what will be the error?
सर मार्क्स आपने स्मॉल लेटर में लिखे. सर आपने जो मार्क लिखे वो छोटे स्मॉल लेटर में और उसमें बड़े लेटर में कैपिटल लेटर में होगा शायद तक.
No, this is a variable actually. I can write like this m. M can also write like this. M भी लिख सकते हैं. But it is displaying one error. Hello?
एक बार फिर से रन करिए सर. सर एक बार फिर से रन करिए ना. सर सेकंड वाली उसमें इंटीजर नहीं है, कुछ और है. सर सेकंड कॉलम में इंटीजर नहीं शायद तक.
क्या है तो?
सर रन करके देखते हैं.
Look, this is your CSV file. I am opening that CSV file. So in this CSV file you can see.
जी सर फर्स्ट नंबर में
हाँ.
इंटीजर फर्स्ट कॉलम पे.
No, you know that this is the first value, this is second value, and this is mass third value. Okay. So why this program is displaying error? I hope you can understand. I had opened the file. Prince Chaudhary. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pankaj. This program is giving one
Sir,
error. What is the reason, Pankaj?
sir,
Suryam,
telling sir.
सर एक बार रन करिए ना, पता नहीं चल रहा है.
value error. Invalid literal for INT with base 10 marks.
क्लोज करिए एक बार.
This is the file. Anyone?
Because it contains string also.
If you look at this data, you can understand that this first line contains roll number, name, and marks. So marks is in string
Yes,
form.
sir. First वाला.
So this marks cannot be converted into number.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This line is okay, but it will read the first line now. First line this. So this first line will is containing marks as a string, and you are trying to convert that marks into integer value. So this string cannot be converted into integer because this is not a number.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to skip this first line, there is one method in CSV which you can use, the next method. So the next, if you call this next function, the first line will be skipped and you can directly go to the next line. So how to do it? Let's see. Here I will use, let's see, I will call next, and inside this I will pass this function. So this next, because your file may contain some descriptive information, your file may contain some header row. Header row means the name of the columns. So you can skip that line with the help of this next function. So now you can see the program is not showing any error. So you must keep in mind that with the help of this next function you can skip any particular line. So the first line I skipped with the help of this next function. Now this is displaying the data, the name of those students who scored more than 90 marks. So one statement you should write: if a spreadsheet contains descriptive information such as title or column headings, you can skip the rows containing that information. With the help of, you have to write next, and inside this next you can pass this object, CSV reader object. It is not necessary that you have only this name, you can have any name for the object, but for the sake of clarity I am creating the name of object as CSV reader. So with the help of this function, next function, you can skip the line, you can skip the row. So this is how we can read CSV file and how to write CSV file or how to create a CSV file. I think if you have a time you can learn, or otherwise I will continue this topic in the next class. So I think it is enough for today now.
Yes.
Okay. So write down one assignment. Tomorrow I will explain you how to create CSV file in Python. So write down the assignment. Create a CSV file with the help of notebook, notepad. CSV file is a comma separated value file. And type the following data. Item number, item name, item price, and read the above CSV file with the help of Python program and display data on the screen. So this will be your assignment. So you know how to create a CSV file. Just type these values inside a text file and save that file with the .csv file extension, and then open Python editor and try to read this file and display all the values on the screen. So this will be your assignment. So write down this assignment in your notebook. So this is a very important topic. I hope you understand how to read and write CSV file. Not write, but how to read the CSV file, what are the CSV file, and also what is the difference between the absolute and relative path. So these are the important concepts I have taught you today, and I will explain how to create CSV file in Python in our next class. Goodbye.